We were married here in 1954.
I'm glad I'm here.
And when I got to a church where they didn't pray to God, oh, that was wonderful. I really appreciated it. And I just loved it from the beginning, all the time.
But yeah, I wanted to see what other people in community were doing.
What brought me to this church was someone told me there were Unitarian Buddhists.
I grew up in Alton, and the people I was surrounded with in my family and my extended, friends and stuff, I always felt like I was kind of different. Like I didn't really fit in, with the people that were around me. And, when I came here, I felt at home immediately. I felt like a kinship with people, the ideas and the way people looked at things. And I still feel that way. I mean, I come in here and this is my family. This is my extended family.
We came to visit one Sunday, and everybody was so friendly, and the service was so interesting, and everything just seemed right. Very first time we visited.
I think for me, it's a place of total comfort, to where I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to be a certain way. I can be fully who I am. And I can express that in music because I like playing and performing music. My first degree was in music, but now I sing. I'd never sung before and from other people, so it's a place where it's okay for me to explore that and to explore something that maybe I haven't tried before, and to really be with people who are not judging.
It's the people.
Very much.
The friendships that we've formed since we've been here. The philosophy, if you want to call it, of this particular church being much more humanistic than theologian. Okay, I was tired of dogma. I was tired of theology. And was looking for humanistic people caring for others. And that's what kept me coming back.
And even compared to other Unitarian churches that we've been to in the past, I really felt that this particular Unitarian church gave us a sense of community.
Somebody once said something along the lines of that when they're here they feel welcome, not just tolerated. And I think that's a really powerful thing, and I think that a lot of stuff that to many of us just feel like no-brainers. Like, of course, two people of the same sex can have a kid. Of course, two people of the same sex should be able to get married. And there's so many blocks in place of that. And I think that many people coming together and just sort of like, yeah, of course, it just makes sense here. And it's almost like I think we would have such a better city, state, country, world, whatever, if when we stepped out of the door, everything that made sense in here still made sense when we walk outside.
Because, the first thing I think of is Pride Parade. It's a crazy day. You're hot, and then suddenly it starts raining, and then the rain goes away, and then you're hot again. But we've got this crowd of kids and seniors and everything in between, and all sizes, all shapes, and come together and look out in the crowd and see just people are, some people don't even notice, but some people are like, it's a church in the Pride Parade, wow, and they just seem to just really enjoy the fact that we're marching as a church and that we've got families in our group. And I always think, we're such a ragtag bunch, we don't even have the same shirts on, but But they don't care. They're just so happy to see us. And we're just so thrilled to be there. It's been one of the highlights.
But it was the rest of the congregation that sort of got people to stay. You know, it's not enough for one person to say, oh, I'm so glad you're here. Everybody else has to be in that area or that position in life, too, to be welcoming and genuinely embracing.
I never felt part of a community, really, in my life. And I do here, and it's helped trickle the feeling of community. It's given me empowerment to create community for myself outside of here.
I've always felt like I felt different than other people. And this place has allowed me to figure out who I am and allows me to be who I am.
One of the very first times that I ever addressed the church body, I said, welcome to this special place. And I've almost said that every time I come to the mic, ever again. And it is a special place. And one of the reasons why is all the people that are in it. When they recognized how love calls them to action, that's when this church really came to life for me, and I think for a lot of other people.
I think that today reminded me every time we sing Blue Boat Home as a congregation, I tear up and I'm inspired and I have hope. Music can do that, and that in particular, for one thing, we all sing it really strongly because we know the words and we all buy into the message.
It's also important to us, I think, not just as parents, but as members of the community, to feel like the other children and the youth and the elders are all involved in all of the activities. I mean, I think at prom there was one moment where there were on the same dance floor everyone from a 6-month-old to an 80-year-old, and I thought, that's why we keep coming back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just a lovely extended community throughout the age groups and the different lifestyles and everything of everyone here. It makes it just so much more interesting than kind of a homogenous kind of experience.
It just is a fascinating place. There is nothing staid and nothing that seems as though it's going to be the same all the time. It's always growing, always interesting.
Around that group of people, this group of people, and seeing what we can do together and how we accept one another as we are and continue to urge us to keep improving ourselves. So yeah, it's definitely the people that keeps me coming back.
And then I came in and I was welcomed, and the interior architecture just fascinated me, and the exterior architecture fascinated me, but then I started getting to know the people, and that's what keeps bringing me back.
I want to be in a church where people can say what they think and grow. That's the critical thing. If you can't modify your views, you can't grow.
This is the most interesting group of people. There's always something to talk to or listen to. People here are fascinating.
I'm glad I'm a Unitarian, and I'm happy to be associated with the Anti-Sparks Alliance.
I think the freedom and the acceptance of everybody who comes there, and that I like very much.
I helped hire the first woman minister, Sylvia Faulkner.
How did that feel to you, to hire a woman minister?
Wonderful.
And I keep coming back because I like the people, and I like what the church stands for.
The community, friends, ideas. I like to think about theology, reading, and I get a lot out of the sermons. and I enjoy this place immensely.
That's one of the things actually that impressed me a lot when I first started coming is how many people have been members of this church for a very long time. And they're still here to tell about it and be excited about it and want to share it with other people. And so they don't mind seeing strangers in their midst because they won't be strangers for very long.
From the first Sunday that we came, I felt an intense connection to this church and especially to the people that were in it. And everybody that was here made me feel incredibly welcome, and I felt like I belonged. And I still feel like I belong. So it was a pretty amazing experience to come to a church for the very first time and have that feeling. I had not experienced that before.
It has struck me that it was a leap of faith in 1836 for a small group of people in Alton to gather and decide that they were going to do church differently than their neighbors were doing.